What if the plastic box blinking on your nightstand has been watching your every breath this entire time? Not with a camera, not with a lens. Your router doesn't have eyes, yet somehow it knows if you're sitting, standing, or even just breathing in the next room. This isn't science fiction. It's called Wi-Fi sensing, and researchers at MIT have proven that your home router's radio waves bounce off your body the way sonar bounces off a submarine. Every time you move, your muscles and even your lungs distort those waves in a unique pattern. The router records millions of these tiny distortions per second. But here's the terrifying question. Can your Wi-Fi tell the difference between you and a complete stranger on the other side of the wall? The answer will change how you see that little plastic box forever.
The answer is yes, and it's even more unsettling than you think. Your Wi-Fi doesn't just see a moving blob. It sees a unique radio fingerprint. Your height, your arm length, even the way your chest rises when you inhale. This is called pose estimation, and researchers at Carnegie Mellon University achieved 97% accuracy without a single camera frame. Your router learns your body's geometry the way a tailor learns your measurements. But here's where it gets deeply personal. Your Wi-Fi can count your breaths per minute, accurately enough to detect if you've fallen asleep or if your breathing suddenly becomes shallow. No wearables, no chest straps, just waves passing through your pajamas. Now multiply this across multiple rooms and across multiple days. Your Wi-Fi network can learn your routine. When you wake up, when you leave for work, when you return. It's not just watching your body, it's watching your habits. This technology is already inside millions of homes, embedded in smart speakers and security systems. But here's the cliffhanger that should keep you up tonight. If your Wi-Fi can see you through walls, what else is watching that we haven't been told about yet?
Your Wi-Fi is just the beginning. Every device that speaks the 2.4 gigahertz language, your baby monitor, your smart thermostat, even your wireless security camera, they all emit radio waves, and they all bounce off your body. Researchers at the University of Washington have already used a smart speaker's built-in radar to detect cardiac arrests and falls in empty rooms. The device doesn't need to see your face. It just needs to feel your body's absence of motion. But it gets worse. Your neighbor's routers can also see you. Radio waves don't respect property lines. A router 3 houses away can track your movement through multiple brick walls if the signal is strong enough. Your privacy isn't just in your home, it's everywhere. Retailers are already testing this. Wi-Fi sensing can count how many people walk past a storefront, how long they linger, even their approximate age based on walking speed. You don't need to carry a phone. You don't need to check in. Your body is the check-in.
So here is the question you're not supposed to ask. If a device can map your body, your breathing, your habits, and your location without your permission, is it still surveillance? Or has surveillance simply become invisible? We'll explore what you can do about it in a moment. The good news, you can fight back. Unlike a hidden camera, Wi-Fi sensing is a feature, not a secret backdoor. And in most modern routers, that feature has a simple on-off switch buried in the settings menu. Turning it off takes 30 seconds. But here's the catch. Most people have no idea the setting exists, and manufacturers don't advertise it. Why would they? The data is valuable. A 2024 survey by the University of Chicago found that 94% of consumers had never heard of Wi-Fi sensing. Of those who had, only 1% knew how to disable it. Your router is watching. But it's not exactly hiding. But here's the ethical twist. This same technology saves lives. Elderly fall detection without wearables. Sleep apnea monitoring without uncomfortable masks. Even early warning for asthma attacks in children. The question isn't whether the tech is good or bad.
The answer, as always, is consent. Your router watches you because we programmed it to. But in the next minute, we'll show you exactly how to check if your router is tracking you right now, and the one setting you must change tonight.
So, how do you know if your router is watching you? First, download a free Wi-Fi Analyzer app on your phone. Look for your network's manufacturer and model. If it was made after 2020, there's a high chance sensing is built in, even if it's disabled. Step 2. Log into your router's admin panel. The address is usually 192.168.1.1 or 192.168.0.1. Look for a section called Wireless or Advanced. Then search for any phrase containing the word sensing or radar or even motion detection. On some brands, it's called presence detection. On others, activity monitor. The one setting you must change tonight is whatever label they hide it under. Turn it off. Your router will still work perfectly for internet. It just stops watching you.
But here's the final reality. Even if you turn it off, your neighbours might not, and public spaces definitely won't. The technology isn't illegal because it doesn't record video. It records physics, and physics has no privacy law. So the final question isn't, is my Wi-Fi watching me? It's, who wrote the rules that said that was okay? We'll explore the legal battlefield in our final minute. Here is the legal reality. Most privacy laws, like GDPR in Europe or CCPA in California, define surveillance as recording video or audio. Radio waves fall into a grey zone. They are not explicitly protected, but they are not explicitly forbidden.
But change is coming. In 2024, Illinois became the first US state to argue that Wi-Fi sensing data qualifies as a biometric identifier, just like fingerprints or facial recognition. If that holds, your router cannot track you without explicit written consent. The EU is updating the e-privacy directive to explicitly include RF sensing. If passed by 2026, every router sold in Europe will require a pop-up consent screen, the way websites ask for cookies. America is several years behind. Here is the paradox. The same technology that threatens privacy can also protect the vulnerable. Elderly parents living alone, children with epilepsy, people with sleep apnea. The solution is not to ban sensing, but to mandate consent. Your router works for you, not the other way around.
Your Wi-Fi still fills your home with invisible waves. That's how you get Netflix. But now you decide whether those waves report back. Check your settings tonight. And remember, the most powerful surveillance device in your home isn't a camera. It's the one you invited in yourself.
The rules were written by the manufacturers, buried in terms of service that no one reads. They argue that sensing is not surveillance, it's network optimization. Your body's movement just happens to be the thing being optimized. Wi-Fi sensing will be as common as Bluetooth. Your router, your smart speaker, your light bulbs, even your refrigerator will track your presence. Not because they need to, but because the hardware is already capable. Cameras have red lights, lenses you can cover, physical switches. Radio waves have none of these. You cannot block a 2.4 GHz wave with tape. The only defense is software. And software belongs to the manufacturer. So here is your final minute of action. You now know the technology exists, you know where to look, and you know why it matters. 20 million routers in the US alone shipped with sensing enabled by default last year. You can be part of the 1% who turns it off. Check your router tonight. Search for the word sensing. Turn it off. And then ask yourself, if a technology this powerful arrived without your permission, what else is already in your home, waiting to be noticed? Because the waves are always there. The only question is whether they're listening to you or for you. So, can your Wi-Fi tell the difference between you and a stranger? The answer is yes, but only if you allow it. That difference is what makes sensing useful for fall detection and what makes it dangerous for privacy. The technology is neutral. The choice is yours. Tonight, before you sleep, spend 5 minutes auditing your network. Check your router, your smart speakers, and any smart home hub. If you see the word sensing, radar, presence, or motion detection, turn it off unless you explicitly want it on. Invisible technology doesn't have to be invisible surveillance. You invited the router in for internet, not for a babysitter. Reclaiming your privacy starts with a single toggle and the knowledge that someone had to tell you it existed. If this video changed the way you see that little plastic box, share it with someone who also has a router, which is everyone. Subscribe for more documentaries on the invisible science inside your home. The waves are always there, but now they work for you. Sleep well.